Good morning, students. So in our last English class we have learned the first page of this lesson, that is lesson number 2, the clock that won the prize. Yes or no? So we have finished the first page, and what we have learned, that is there was a village in Europe, and there were many clockmakers, many clever clockmakers there, but many of them have expired, or you can say died, and many of their sons went to the towns to work. So one day what happened, the prince of the country visited the village and he saw some beautiful old clocks, and that is why he wanted to make a competition there. Okay, so there was a little boy, that is Joseph, who lived with his grandfather, yes, an old grandfather, and his grandfather used to make wooden clocks. So they also wanted to, Joseph actually wanted to participate in the competition, but his grandfather said that they were very poor to buy any fine paint or enamel or any gold or silver to make it a beautiful clock. So they were in a fear that their clock will be too plain and they cannot win the competition. So today we will learn the next page, that is page number 23. Okay, what it is said here, let's look. Okay, so what it is said here, that yes, said Joseph, but it will be very good and I am going to think of something new for it. That means Joseph wanted to participate in the competition. The grandfather was saying that our clock will be too plain, but yet Joseph is saying that but it will be very good, even if it is plain, it will be very good and I am going to think something new. Okay, Joseph said to his grandfather that he wanted to think something new for this clock that they will make for the competition. Next, but it is not easy to think of something that is both new and useful. Joseph thought for days while his grandfather waited for the improvement the boy would make. One day Joseph went to the forest to fetch some wood. He saw a cuckoo perched on the branch of a tree. Okay, so but it is not easy to think of something. That means what the grandfather is saying, his grandfather is saying that it will not be easy, okay, to think something like that which will be new as well as useful. Okay, either it may be plain or it may be new, but it was very tough to think something like that. Okay, so think of some idea which will be both new as well as useful. But still Joseph was thinking for many days, and his grandfather was waiting that what idea Joseph is going to bring for the clock. Okay, one day what happened, Joseph went to the forest to fetch some wood, that means to bring some wood. So what did he see there? He saw a cuckoo bird. You know cuckoo bird, it was sitting on the branch of a tree. So Joseph went to a forest to bring some wood and he saw a cuckoo bird which came out from a branch of a tree. Joseph thought to himself, I wish the cuckoo could give me a new thought, when all at once it did. Now Joseph was thinking of an idea, yes or no, for his new clock. But now after looking at the cuckoo, he was thinking that he is wishing, okay, he is hoping that I wish the cuckoo would give him a new idea. Joseph was thinking that the cuckoo would give him a new idea, and as soon as the thought came to his mind, it really happened. Okay, it really happened. That means the cuckoo was giving him an idea. What was the idea? Let us see. Why? Of course, instead of just striking the hours, we will have a bird sing them instead. Joseph thought out loud. That means Joseph was, what was Joseph thinking? Joseph was thinking that after looking at the cuckoo and he was wishing that the cuckoo would give him a new idea, what thought came to his mind, that instead of just striking the hours, we know how a clock or a watch works, yes or no. So instead of just striking the hours, that means the minute hands or the second hands used to strike the hours, yes or no, or the hour hand. But instead of just striking the hours, why does he is thinking of a bird who will sing the hours, okay, who will sing the hours instead of only just striking the hours 1, 2 or 12, 11, 10. But he was thinking that instead of just striking the hours, we will have a bird who will sing the hours for the clock. Joseph thought about that and he ran home like wind. Okay, Joseph ran home like a wind, and he wanted to tell this to his grandfather about his new idea. Okay, and to see that whether they could do this work or not, whether they can put this idea into their new clock or not. So after that, what happened? Grandfather considered it for a long time and at last said, that means grandfather was thinking about his new idea, okay, about Joseph's new idea, and at last he said that yes, I do believe we could make it, but first we must plan it out. Now the grandfather was an experienced clockmaker, yes or no? He thought about the plan and at last he said to Joseph that yes, we can make it, but we have to plan it out. How we will do that? Okay, we have to plan. We plan something for a work, yes or no? So now grandfather is also saying that we have to plan for this clock. So they got paper and pencil and a ruler and made plans of the clock and cuckoo and the door through which the bird would come out. So they, what did they bring? They brought paper, pencil, ruler, and they made plans how they will make the clock, okay, and how the door will open and the bird, cuckoo bird, will come out and sing the hours. After planning, they went to work. They set to work and together they made a very good strong clock. Okay, so after making plan and they worked together and then they made out a very strong and a good clock. Alas, it was very plain to look at, but as we all know that they were very poor, yes or no? So they do not have money to buy paint or any enamel or any gold color, silver color to make the plane beautiful. So they were in a very sad mood and they were saying that the plane was very the clock was very plain to look at. Every day they heard of the wonders of their neighbors' clocks. That means for the competition, many people were now making clocks, and their neighbors were also making clocks, and they heard about the wonders. That means how beautiful, how colorful clocks they were making. One had beautiful fruits. So what type of clock their neighbors were making? One had beautiful fruits painted on its face. That means in the face of the clock, the neighbors were making beautiful fruit painting. Okay, beautiful fruit painting on the face of the clock. Then another neighbor, what they did, another had enameled silver on it. That means they have painted silver color on the clock. Another was wonderfully carved. Okay, so another clock was beautifully carved. Now, okay, and then but grandfather said, never mind, Joseph, ours is something new. But grandfather said to said to Joseph that never mind, whatever clocks our neighbors are making, just don't think about them. Our clock is something very new. It is a good clock, and if it works well, we may yet get the prize. So Joseph's grandfather is saying to him that it is a very good clock. We have made a very good clock, and it is very new clock. Okay, it's something new, and if it works well, there is chance to win the competition, and we may get the prize. Okay, so students, this was the second page of this lesson, and in the next class I will continue with the last page and we will finish the lesson. Okay.